Roger Stone here. Your dollars are losing ground, but gold isn't. American Sovereign Bullion helps you protect your wealth through real, tangible assets. Through their nationwide wholesaler network, you get some of the best pricing on gold and silver delivered straight to your door. Since 1912, the U.S. dollar has lost 97% of its purchasing power. Meanwhile, gold continues to prove its strength. So call 844-272-2428. That's 844-272-2428. Or visit dyingdollar.com to request your free gold and silver guide. That's dyingdollar.com.
Listen, all you New Yorkers. Excuse me. Taxi.
Okay, we're looking around.
This is the 77 WABC minicast.
Let's go to Doug Schoen, a member of the Democratic Party, a Democratic strategist, to find out, especially with this win up in Maine, what the heck is going on in the Democratic Party? And I'm going to ask Judge Richard Weinberg, a registered Democrat, to talk to Doug. And Doug is a friend, and Richard is a friend. You guys talk.
So happy to do it, Richard. I think this guy is really toxic, as one woman described him to be. I think he could hurt
one woman. I would say all female kind describe him as that, Doug, but go ahead.
Well, one specifically used that word. I certainly think it's a fair term. I wouldn't have used it otherwise. But I think he could hurt the Democratic ticket from Senate, governor, Congress down the line in Maine. I also think nationally, he and somebody like El Said and Tallarico in Texas could basically create an issue for the Republicans where none need exist. The far left progressives, the Democratic socialists, basically trying to take over the party, but also take over control of the Senate, which to me is very dangerous and very, very disturbing.
Doug, I agree with you. Absolutely. What troubles me, and I'm still, the registered Democrat, and using Reagan's line, my party, I didn't leave my party left me. Do you think there's a chance that the Democrats can come back to the center in common sense and reestablish a great party? Because right now the momentum seems to be with the Islamists and the socialists.
I wish I could say yes, Richard, but I remain a Democrat myself. But this is not the Democratic Party I joined many, many years ago. It is something very different.
Well, and I think your point is well taken. I think if the Republicans run a good national campaign, the poster child for what the Democratic Party has become and the threats to our great republic, having people like Plattner or El Said or the kid from Texas in the United States Senate, that's the people you want to govern the future of this country. It's impossible to believe that we turn over the governance to people like that.
I completely agree. And I just think that if the Republicans are smart, and they're certainly able to run good campaigns, they will basically say, do you want Graham Plattner and El Said, the front runner in Michigan, running the Senate? Because they will be the balance of power if the Democrats should win the Senate. That's, obviously up for grabs. But I, for one, do not want somebody like Plattner, like El Said, who, basically hate America, hate our foreign policy, hate the war in Iran, and fundamentally hate Israel, to be making decisions.
But especially look at the candidates against them. You have Susan Collins, who's one of the most common sense, centrist, bipartisan people, a woman of great strength and courage, a very decent person. She deserves to be reelected. That's in Maine. And in Michigan, you have Mike Rogers, a common sense guy, former Marine.
Former FBI, and he was chairman of the House Intelligence Committee, really understands national security. That's the kind of person you want in the Senate to protect this country.
I wish I could disagree with you, but how can I? So, and, John, you used to be a Democrat. These Democrats are not the Democrats we knew in the Clinton era.
Yeah, I was a Bill Clinton Democrat.
Right. And I remain a Bill Clinton Democrat, but there are very few of us left.
I know.
How about Adam Homoy?
This is the guy in New Jersey.
He
this is so.
testified for the blind
Yes,
sheep.
exactly.
Right.
He was the aide de camp to the blind sheep. He was
Right.
a translator for the blind sheep.
And
He
by the
knew
way,
exactly what was going on.
And he translated at the time. He translated with them from 91 to 93. And guess what happened? The World Trade Center bombing, the first one, 93.
This guy was lucky he didn't get indicted by a grand jury in the Southern District of New York.
And instead, he volunteered as a character witness. I mean, Doug, this to me is shocking that somebody like that would be anything other than dog catcher.
No, I wouldn't have his dog
think he
catcher.
Yeah, I wouldn't
dog
trust my
catcher either.
dogs. I wouldn't trust my dogs with him.
You shouldn't.
You know, Doug, this is Rudy. I think a bigger question I think we need to ask ourselves is what's happening to the American people that these people can get elected? I mean,
Yeah, it's a very good, Woody. It's a very good question. Basically, people are so angry with government and so angry with the establishment that the far left, people like Plattner, run against the establishment and people vote for them because they're not insiders. They're not in control of the levers of power. And that's a very dangerous situation.
Yeah, it sure is. Well, Doug Schoen, pray for the Democrats. Pray for America. Pray for a GOP.
We need common
With
sense to
your
come
help,
back to
we
the
will
Democratic
at
Party.
least have some success.
Thank you, Doug.
On the biggest stage in the world, FanDuel's changing the game because sometimes your player gets subbed off and your bet goes with them. Not anymore. With FanDuel's Super Sub, if your player's subbed out, your bet stays in. That's right. If your player leaves the match, your bet continues on with the substitute. So you're still in it until the final whistle. Visit FanDuel.com. Get started now. Let there be goals this summer on FanDuel.
21 plus select states for Kansas in affiliation with Kansas Star Casino. 18 plus DCKYWY. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 1-800-MY-RESET. 888-789-7777. Visit ccpg.org/chat. Connecticut. Visit mdgamblinghelp.org. Maryland. Visit gamblinghelplinema.org. Call 800-327-5050. Massachusetts. Call 877-8-HOPE-NY. Text HOPE-NY in New York. Call 877-770-7867. Louisiana.
Visit FanDuel.com. Get started now. Let there be goals this summer on FanDuel.